Hi, my name is Caitlyn Mooney, and I'm a member of the AMSSM's Publication Committee, and today I'm going to talk about how to review a previous or old position statement. To start out with, I wanted to discuss what is a position statement. So there are several different types of documents that a medical group releases to guide practice. These can include consensus statements, position statements, and guidelines. A position statement is typically written by the medical group to declare the group's position on a particular topic, and there is usually robust evidence for that position that will be discussed in the statement. Statements may be used for public release, or they can be released to medical professionals to stay up to date on current positions and guide practice. Why are position statements reviewed? As you know, medical topics sometimes advance rapidly and sometimes slowly, but we know that current evidence, research, and practices change over time. This is often rapid in the medical field. So therefore, opinions and recommendations also change. Position statements for the AMSSM are periodic to ensure that the content remains applicable, relevant, and represent the current recommendations of the AMSSM. Based on the current bylaws as of 2021-2022, all statements are required to go through a periodic evaluation every 4 years. When reviewing the position statement, you'll be making recommendations to the committee on the disposition of that statement, which the committee then may or may not act on. There are 4 different types of dispositions of position statements. So 1, they can be reaffirmed. In this case, the document continues to have good applicability for sports medicine physicians, and the document requires no substantive changes. While there may be some grammatical or typographic errors that can be edited, the overall quality is sufficient that it will not necessitate any further editing beyond that. The second choice is to update with minor revisions. In this case, the document has good overall applicability. However, 1 or 2 sections either have substantially outdated information or are no longer accurate, or the quality of the writing in the document detracts from the content to such a degree that it warrants further editing. The third choice is to update with rewriting. In this case, the topic continues to be important and applicable to sports medicine physicians and/or the AMSSM. However, the science has changed substantially such that a major rewrite of the statement is required. And the fourth choice is to sunset the document. In this case, the topic is no longer applicable or relevant to sports medicine physicians. The science is settled, in which case the vast majority of individuals are practicing within the well-defined standard of care. So when you are tasked with reviewing an old position statement, the first step will be to review the statement. In this case, what you will do, you'll read through the current statement and become familiar with its content. Step 2, you will perform a literature search on the topics discussed in the current statement and make sure to focus on the research that has occurred since the previous statement was released. You are to annotate any areas where evolving research exists to determine whether certain sections of the statements will require major or minor revisions. The third step is, if there are significant changes, to summarize the new research in the document. The summary should include which of the 4 dispositions you are recommending and the reason why you're making that recommendation. The summary should also include which sections had important new or relevant research so that the writers will know which sections likely require revisions, and then also what relevant sources that you anticipate would be helpful for the committee writing the new statement. So here's an example of what the revision, sunset, and revise form will look like. So it includes the 4 different options, a place for explanation, and describes all of them, and then what the recommendation is and any comments that you would want to add, so your reasoning. So pretty simple Google form.